Do you actually have a growth mindset? I like to say that the number one thing we do at Just Keep Learning is model the term growth mindset. But what does that even mean? Now, we could talk about this for many hours and over the course of years, I'm sure we will, but for this episode, I want to just make sure that we all have a clear grasp of what the term is, why it might be the most important skill we can develop, and we'll also look at a few myths when it comes to building a growth mindset that made me ask the question, do you actually have a growth mindset? The first time I heard the concept, I was listening to an educational talk from Professor Carol Dweck. She's renowned for being the person to come up with the term growth mindset. Now, I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to learning, so I literally listened to a few of her talks when I was driving up to a cottage in a summer somewhere around 2010. Since then, the concept has grown like wildfire, being applied to personal development, business, education, and basically any field, certainly sports. When applied properly, it is so valuable because it leads to exponential success and vitality. It makes us actually feel good while we pursue things that lead to success. So it's pretty cool all in all. It may not provide any guarantees, but it gives you the best chance to accomplish a goal and be happy along the way. That is, if you're using it properly. In some ways, people actually understand what it means, and in other ways, maybe not so much. Like any term that's really valuable, growth mindset has become a bit of a cliche. And like any cliche or buzzword, it catches on in terms of virality, but can often be misunderstood and misapplied. Having a growth mindset is like having the best possible foundation for learning. A traditionally fixed mindset might think that you are either capable of doing something or not capable of doing something. You know, the days like, oh, I'm not a music person or I can't sing. Whereas with a growth-minded person, they would appreciate that you can improve at something greatly with the right approach. The word yet becomes so important. You may not be good at public speaking yet. You may be strong in the squat and deadlift, but not the bench press yet. You may not be great at regulating your emotions when bad luck strikes yet. A great example is a team. Sports, business, families, any team who will put ego aside and collaborate through constant feedback to keep improving. It's essentially the number one, in some ways, maybe the only value that we focus on at JKL. How can you take a learning stance? Teams or individuals that take this approach can achieve incredible things, perhaps even surprise themselves. Its impact on goal setting and achieving big dreams is why we love the concept so much. But even the original researcher behind the concept, Carol Dweck, has brought up a few concerns she's observed about the virality of growth mindset and how we might be getting a few things wrong. So as you try to build growth mindset for yourself or within a team, keep these three things in mind. 1. Saying that you promote growth mindset and actually promoting it could be two completely different things. There must be actual evidence of people being supported to take appropriate risks, innovate, use feedback, and learn from mistakes. Saying that you support such a culture or that you believe it yourself is useless, unless the actions are actually in place. 2. You might have a false growth mindset. Now, this is an interesting term. It is considered false if you think that you have growth mindset for everything all the time. There is no such thing as a pure, entire growth mindset. You don't just have a growth mindset. Because we use it as a single term, this can confuse people, but everyone is a mix of fixed and growth mindsets. That mixture continually evolves and changes within each of us. 3. It is not only about rewarding effort. Sure, as parents, bosses, teachers, or coaches, we want to reward trying. That's completely what I stand for, obviously, at Just Tries, but unproductive effort is a waste of time. We want to reward improvement, which requires rewarding the ability to do things like ask for help, try new strategies, and learn from mistakes. Just because we want to focus on the process and what we can control does not mean, though, that we lose sight of the goal and our productivity and our success in achieving it. There you have it, 3 things you should double check when it comes to building the current culture of your team, or maybe even just within your own mindset. This is a good list to review every so often because it can really creep up on us right when we think we are making the most progress possible, that we start to develop some fixed mindsets. Make sure that you're consistently building your mind the right way, and amazing dreams will come true. Speaking of dreams coming true, if you haven't checked out the latest JKL interview 29 with Maya Weeder, it is a must listen. She's an incredible dream coach who has built wildly successful businesses based on her understanding of helping people get clarity and take action on their own big dreams. She shares how it was tough to sell the concept of dreaming big, but over the years became incredibly successful, which even landed her as a guest multiple times on Oprah, and she wrote 15 books on the topic. Be sure to check it out because I really know that it can help a lot of people. Until the next episode, friends, all the best, and remember, just keep learning.